Hello, YouTubers. Hey, welcome to my channel, Retirement in the News. Today, I found an article on on an investment website that really answered a question that I've wondered about, kind of been tormented about all of my retirement years. I've been retired now 5 years, and the article is entitled "How Many Americans Actually Retire with $1 million in their account?" The answer is not what you think. And it was encouraging to me because I did not retire with $1 million. Um, just to give you some of the facts, some of the summary facts of that article. And by the way, I will leave a link, just like I always do, to that story in the description box if you want to read it for yourself. Only 3.2% of retirees have $1 million or more in their retirement accounts. I'll say that again. Only 3.2% of retirees have $1 million in their account when they retire. Now that's good to know, because if you're like me, I mean, I remember when I was thinking about retirement and I was reading all these articles about how it was absolute essential that I have $1 million in my retirement account. And guys, that's just hogwash. There are a lot of people that will end up with $1 million in their retirement account. I'll give you some statistics on that here in a little bit, but um, you know, only 3.2%. Gosh, I remember reading articles and reading all these message boards about how what a big deal it was to get $1 million in your account. Well, the reality is most Americans are never going to do that. And if you're one of the middle class, working poor, you're not going to do that. You're not even going to come close. And just to give you an idea, with 3.2%, there are 6.1 million Americans retired in 2024. So 3.2% of that is 192,000. Now that's still commendable. There's some folks out there doing a great job. I have a relative who actually retired with $3 million in his account. But he had a great job with a great company, and he was fortunate to put away a lot of money. And all power to him. I mean, I have nothing against that. But what I have against some of these retirement sites and some of these writers is that, to me, they're almost discouraging a lot of poor Americans from ever retiring. The facts are most people aren't going to have, 97% of people are not going to have $1 million when they retire. In fact, here's the more accurate look at this. This same article says the average retirement savings for households age 65 to 74 is $609,000. That's for that age range, and I disagree with that. Then they go on to say that the median or the middle point is 200,000. Well, I just read another article. You can find a lot of opinions on this, that over 80% of people who have retired uh, have less than $200,000 in their retirement account. So if you're in that group, don't despair. You can still retire. But it's a great thing. We live in a great country. That I'm happy for the people who can become retirement millionaires. 401k millionaires is what they call them in America. Reached a record of approximately 497,000 last year. In other words, that's not every year. That's the total number of people who are retired in this country who became millionaires through their 401k. Now, here's some more statistics that I think are telling. Just over half of Americans, 54%, have retirement accounts. And of those, less than 1 in 20 have reached the $1 million mark. Um, the key to reaching that kind of an amount in your retirement account is you've got to be consistent over a long period of time, and you've got to put in quite a bit of money. And I'm going to give you an idea of what that would take. It would take you 27 years of consistent contributions to a retirement account. Get a load of this. Contributing 17% of your income. 17% of your income for 27 years. Let's get the facts, Jack. Most Americans are not going to be able to do that. Most Americans are not going to be able to put 10% of their income into a retirement account. So if you've been bummed out by some of these, unbelievable articles and all these experts and naysayers, and you've become discouraged about retirement, oh, I'll never be able to retire. Oh, yeah, you will. Don't worry about it. You make do with what you're going to have. You make adjustments, you make cuts, and it'll work out. It will work out. So don't believe all that hype. Smartasset.com is a wonderful site. A lot of tax helps. It's just a good site for anybody, even us non-retirement millionaires. Smartasset.com says that in 2025, 10% of those people who retired were millionaires. Now, that's higher than this other article says, but still you get the idea. And then they said, in agreement with what I've already shared with you, is that most people who retire have under $200,000 retirement account. Let's get real. And so the point I'm trying to make, and what I'm trying to do on this channel, I'm gonna find articles in the news, and they're just in the news every day about retirement. There's a lot of wealth of information. I'm trying to find stuff that will encourage you, particularly the middle income American or the poor, working poor American deserves to retire. And by golly, you can get it done. We're going to talk about that in this channel. Just some amazing statistics I wanted to share with you, but my gosh, I wish I'd have found this article 5.5, 6 years ago. This really kind of cheered me up. So if you're on a channel or you're listening to a news source that's preaching this $1 million nonsense, move on into reality. Find some honest commentary on retirement. Again, I want to thank you for watching my channel, and I would highly encourage you to like this video and subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to crank this kind of content out on a very frequent basis. I hope it was an encouragement to you, and look forward to talking with you again.